What's going on, y'all? About to send this link out, then we're going to go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, bam, there we go. All right, the link sent out. Let's go ahead and get into it. What's going on, Shawn? I see you in here early. I see you in here. All right, cool. So this is the game plan I got for today. All right, this is the game plan I got for today. Go ahead and delete this. I thought I added another level here. What's going on, y'all? I guess I didn't. That means I need to, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, y'all. So we haven't entered anything yet. Just got a few trade ideas, though. So I'm just going to keep this on the screen because I have to add another level to one of my charts. So I'm going to do that on my other screen. So just give me 1 second. But as y'all can see on the bottom of your screen, this is this week's record, last month's record. Go ahead and click that first link in the description. Join the free Telegram. Everything's documented daily, weekly, and monthly in real time for when we enter trades, my personal entries, my TPs get hit, all that good stuff. So make sure to check that out. But I'm about to mark off my chart really quick. And then we're going to get into it. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to add one more level. So as expected, didn't really miss anything during London session. I'd been up for about an hour or so now. I did go on the charts before live just to see what's going on, to see what the game plan for New York session is going to be, but also just to see if I did miss anything or was it even worth being up during London session, just so I could take notes down for future reference. But didn't really miss anything, so there was like one or two things, but to be fair, it wasn't anything I would have looked at on a traditional London session anyways. Today's going to be a little bit different. I have a few other charts up that we haven't looked at in a little while. Simply just because of the market conditions this week. But we're about to go over all that in just a second. All right, I did my magic trick. All right, bam. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? We haven't jumped in anything yet. I'm about to just marking up my charts. Then I'm going to go over my game plan for the day. Usually don't be live during this time, especially on YouTube. If we are live during this time, it's usually just strictly for the members. Me and the members were live yesterday during New York session. And we did catch a nice move live. Those that was live with us. Even if you weren't live though, I still sent the signal out. And we're going to go over that in a second as well. Let's get my charts together. Yeah, so we got about an hour 20, hour 23, hour and 23 minutes until the news pops off. So let's get my charts together. All right, bam. Yo, bro, I've been having problems getting money like going in the charts. Okay. How long you been trading? And you talking about this week? Because you're talking about this week. Don't beat yourself too bad. Don't beat yourself up too much about it, because this week is it's not really a regular week. Mainly one, because it's a new month. When a new month ends, a new month begins. Like the first 2 weeks, we have a bunch of high impact news that affects the markets, which is why it's been choppy this week. But also we have a bunch of bank holidays. So you're talking about this week in general. Don't beat yourself up too bad, because we have a bunch of news, high impact news that's been popping up all week, and then we've had bank holidays all week as well. And we're going to be having bank holidays all the way until Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, because we got some on Sunday for those that trade Sunday, and then we have a bunch on Monday, then Tuesday. These are going to get back to normal, but we still got some high impact news Wednesday through Friday. But realistically, we usually have high impact news during New York session anyways. So if you're talking about strictly this week, don't beat yourself up too bad, because especially if you're a new trader, going from a nice smooth week, nice smooth month, nice smooth quarter to all of this can definitely throw you off, especially if this is your first time experiencing it. So don't beat yourself too bad about it. If you're talking about this week, we're talking about in general, we're talking about like so far this year or however long you've been trading. Let me know in the comments, and then we can talk about that. But if you're strictly talking about this week, don't even trip about it. Don't even trip about it. Hey, Successful, how you doing? What's going on, Barber Life? I'm doing good. How about you? The market was trash last week, and this week I'm trading crypto this weekend. Yeah, I keep telling myself I might actually do that. Do I got something to do tomorrow? I do got a few things I gotta do tomorrow. Maybe if I wake up, because I'll be up during that time anyways. So I might check it out, because I still have that whole crypto page that I created that I haven't opened up to the public yet. So I'm just kind of so busy. But it's not even that. I've been putting it aside, putting it off also. But yeah, the markets have been a little bit rough this week. Only took one trade yesterday. Into that trade blue. Was a nice trade. Which was the GN. We're looking for another GN setup possibly. We took this buy here during New York session during the live, because we went live with the members right before the news. The news didn't really do much to the markets. But by the way, those that was in the live yesterday, a few moves that we was waiting for literally over an hour didn't start until later on deep into New York session. So that move was EJ. We was waiting for this EJ buy during the live. It finally didn't move later on that day. And then also SPX. We was waiting for a buy setup here. Didn't move later, like a few hours, like around 12 o'clock. Like it was either 11 or 12 o'clock EST. But we was waiting all live for that. And I feel like I'm missing something. I guess NAS technically also. But that's pretty much it. But yeah, so there's a few setups we could possibly jump into during New York session. Again, this week and until Tuesday, just a lot of stuff going on that's affecting the markets. Don't trip about it too much. You know what I'm saying? Don't change your strategy up too much. Just simply, especially if it was working fine until this week, don't really adjust anything unless risk you're taking this week per trade. But besides that, I wouldn't be like, all right, I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to scratch this. This doesn't work anymore. This doesn't work anymore. Especially if you've been seeing long-term consistency with what you're doing 1 or 2 times. You shouldn't just change everything. That's just like if you take a loss. You know what I'm saying? Losses are part of the game as well. That's why it's very important. If you don't know what this website is, it's forexfactory.com. You Google it, it's going to pop up. But it's literally www.forexfactory.com. I personally only use this to look at the bank holidays and the major news. That's pretty much it. The yellow folders I don't care about. I pay attention to the orange folders. I keep them in mind, but the main things I pay attention to is the gray folders, which means it's a bank holiday. 9 times out of 10, and then the red folders, which means high impact. So 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10 was a red folder. There's going to be some manipulation and some volatility in the markets during that time, especially on days like today. Whoop, I'm in the wrong week. Especially on days like today with NFP, NFC, FOMC, CPI, GBP, depending on the day. Those red folder days are higher chances you'll see some huge spikes in the market. And you can really tell if you're going to see something. Well, let me not say that because sometimes it just does that because of the bank holiday as well. But usually on high impact news days, the price will really just be choppy or stay in place until it gets closer to the news popping off. Which is another reason why I was like, not even going to be on the charts this morning during London session. But to be fair, a slight move, we missed a slight move here, slight on like another pair. But like I said before at the beginning of the stream, to be fair, we wouldn't have been looking at that pair anyways, it's a regular day. So I pulled up a few other pairs that we haven't looked at in a while. So I got EU written up. I got EU pulled up, and I got GU pulled up. I got GC pulled up. Strictly because a lot of other pairs are kind of just rangy right now. So Euro USD, when we go into daily time frame, we can clearly see that price is bullish. Has not been making any clear lows the past few weeks, past few months. It's been bullish, clearly bullish since just started this month. Then never mind. Well, past few weeks, but still bullish. We're on a key level price right here. If it lets me click it, it's not letting me click it. Whatever. We'll just highlight this one. So we can see we're at key level price right here. We also can see our price is treating as a support level at the moment. And simply because price is bullish, if everything's showing us buys, we're going to look for buys. If we're in a downtrend, everything's showing us sells, we're strictly going to look for sells. So it's holding this level nicely. It's above this level. As you can see here, all London and Tokyo session, it's just been chilling here. Why? Because of the bank holidays and because the news. All right. So it's literally just been chilling on this daily level, which is not a coincidence. We see this happen all the time, every week. So we're going to be looking for possible buy setups there. I would not really consider sells, to be honest, unless price breaks below like 0.8. I would say like 0.880. It starts treating that low as resistance, but it'd be safe to look for buys around anything above 0.915. 0.915, 0.920 would be a good range to look for possible buys. And if price breaks above and holds above 0.950, that'd be another good level to look for possible buys. Especially if it breaks and holds above 0.960. So we're going to be looking at possible buys on EU. I'm looking at possible buys on Euro New Zealand as well as GBP New Zealand. If GN can break back above this level, we're just going to go for a buy like we did yesterday on it. Simply just because we see here is bullish. Those that's been watching the stream since Monday, you already know we finally saw what we was waiting for to happen on GN and EN. I had this highlighted, but remember, I was waiting for price to break out of this box. Finally broke out of this box. Now we can see clearly that the uptrend is continuing. We're seeing a little retracement. I feel safe to look for a buy here, but I'm not against the retracement down to this 4-hour level either, to be honest. So we're simply just going to patiently wait to see if it can hold that level, wait for it to push back above and hold. If it can, we'll go for a buy. If it decides to keep retracing down, no problem. We like retracements. Retracements work out for us anyways. That just helps us catch more pips. And when we enter, have a higher chance of price, a smooth pump in the direction we're looking for. So not really tripping too much about that. But as we can see here, NAS is doing what it does. Well, actually, I had that thick for a reason. It's just playing around right here. So we're going to let NAS do its thing right now. Same thing with NAS. We're going to be looking for buying this. If it can break and hold above that level. Now, we do have a level of traffic to the left that it is struggling to break above, but I wouldn't really even consider sells unless price breaks below and starts treating 12,955 as resistance. If it can break above 13,000 like 55, 13,060 and treats as support, we can look for buys, especially short-term buys to 13,135. But if it does break below this level, we could possibly see a reversal or at least price drop down to 12,800. So that's what I'm looking at right there. But overall, price is still bullish, but we can't ignore what price has been doing this week or the past few days. We see the past few days, we've seen some red, but we also see a nice retracement. So depending on what price does today, if it pushes up, this could simply just be a retracement and we can see a higher high being made. Or if it pushes down, we could see, whoops. Or if it rejects this level, we could see a possible reversal and downtrend begin. So that's what we're looking at right there. But overall, we're still leaning towards buys, but we're still not pulling the trigger, and we're still observing and watching the charts and the candlesticks before we make a decision. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go over the levels with SPX and US30 as well, but I just want to scroll through these pairs. So yeah, the USD pairs probably not going to really do well. Let me not say that because it's 7 o'clock. I was talking like it was London session. Yeah, so we're going to be paying attention to EN for sure, and then Gene if it can push back up. That's literally it for right now. That's literally it. Yeah, so I'm going to put this on my left screen. We're going to be keeping the currency pairs on the big screen for now because we're most likely going to jump into some currency pairs before indices. That could change though, but yeah, so I'm going to keep EN here. I'm going to see if we can hold this level. New 5-minute did just start. So let me zoom in for y'all. You see it's kind of chilling right here. Nice rejection wick off the daily level, the previous 15. And then we're going to 5-minute. We see a nice retest here. So I am leaning towards buys, but I'm still not rushing the trade. Still patiently waiting for the confirmations. Then we're going to go from there. All right, there we go. Okay, I already caught that. Yeah. Yeah, but crypto, I haven't traded crypto since last year. I haven't traded it all this year, to be honest. I looked at it a couple of times, but it wasn't like seriously. And by that, I mean, it wasn't like during times where it'd be good setups. It was like a random time. And I was just like, let me see what's going on here. And I did miss a few opportunities, but that's just how it goes, especially if you're not looking on the charts. But I definitely am going to be considering looking back at that I just got to go back on the charts with those charts and get back to it, especially on the weekends. But yeah, this is the game plan for right here. Those that just joined the stream, we haven't entered any trades yet. We just went over the game plan, possible trade ideas, price levels, things like that. Make sure descriptions are free Telegram. All right, you should see it. Yeah, first in the description, join free Telegram. We're about to pull it up actually in a second. I thought I had it up, but I didn't open it, so I'm about to open it right now. But yeah, we're about to pull it up in a second and go over how we've done this week and last month so far. And then later today, probably in a few hours or this afternoon, I'm going to drop how we done for the quarter. And yeah, we have an excellent start to the year so far. So I'm going to post that in a second. Well, not in a second. I'm going to post that later today. I'm about to pull up how we're doing this week so far. But you should already see it on your screen. We are 11-2 for the week so far. Then last month we went 59-5. And then February we went 55-6. And in January we went 85-3. So definitely up for the year so far. Every month has been profitable. Obviously won more than we lost. And then we add risk to reward and then risk management. Great profits, but we're about to get that up in a second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so we only took one trade yesterday, simply just because we missed 1 or 2 entries yesterday, which is normal. You're going to miss entries or positions every day. That's normal. But we missed 1 or 2, so we only jumped into 1 during New York session. Could have jumped into EJ also because the members that was in the live who was looking at EJ as well during that time, but simply chose to enter 1 trade, simply just to be what's the word? I can't think of the word, but I guess another way to put it is just be just minimal risk for the day, simply just because it's just been a choppy week. So I'm just gonna take 1 trade, up my risk on it, and just go like that. And that's what I did yesterday. So I only took 1 trade, ended up hitting all TPs, surpassed the TPs before he retraced a little bit, but still up for the day. I mean, still up for that day. Obviously, we just took 1 trade, but still up for the week as well. But next week should be a lot smoother after Tuesday. But yeah, not much really going on right now. We're going to go back on the 15 on this one just so we can get a closer look. But yeah, it's still chilling and hugging underneath the daily level. So we're just going to be patiently waiting. But I do like these setups right here. Obviously not going to jump into them yet. Some just because the confirmations haven't been met. But I do like these setups going into New York. So we got about an hour before the news pops off. Hold this level, we can definitely see the uptrend continuing. We do got a level of traffic to the left that it could potentially struggle to break through, but it's already did that struggle here the past few weeks. And then we saw this nice retest here and this huge breakout candle. And now we got the retest here. So yeah, if we can hold, definitely have a high chance of catching a nice move here. All right, so here we go. Believe we started this week on we started on the 3rd. All right, so Monday we ended up going 3-0, caught a total of 32,106 pips. We entered all these trades live. Caught a GA sell, all TPs hit. We caught 162 pips. We caught a US30 buy, all TPs hit. We caught 31,900 pips. Then we caught a GJ buy, all TPs hit. We caught 44 pips. End of the day 3-0. You can see right here, everything is documented real time from the entries, my personal entries, SL, from the time we posted the trade into the trade. reactions, how many people viewed or entered the trade when TPs got hit, screenshots of me in the trades. Also post the screenshots, daily of the trades we take on Instagram and TikTok. So make sure to follow that also at playmaker_way, and playmaker ways the TikTok. But that's how we ended Monday. Then we pull up the charts right here. We scroll down to the left a little bit. Okay, so we see a nice looking candlestick. So we're seeing some action start with the indices. So the pairs are starting to wake up a little bit. Now GJ, I still want to lean towards buys, but just simply looking at the structure, I'm gonna go back to showing the trades in a second, but we also want to make sure we're not missing any setups. So simply just looking at the structure here, if price breaks back below this level, we do have rejection wicks here, but if it breaks and holds that level, we could see possible sells. I would like to see it hold this level and respect it as a support, which is 163.50. I'd like to see it hold that level and respect that support. But we could see possible retracements here. But we do have this nice imbalance, and the 50's been hit not once, but twice, and it's been respected both times, and it's closed and held this level. But we also have this rejection here when price hit this daily level above. So again, we're kind of in this box again. So we're going to be waiting to see what direction price breaks out of and holds. That's basically going to be the game plan for GJ. So if it holds this level of support, we can possibly look for buys, but I'd feel safer if price breaks below this level or price breaks above this level, to be honest. And it won't let me click it. I gotta zoom in. Excuse me. But yeah, so that's kind of the condition GJ's in. Kind of been stuck in this box for a little bit. Yeah, but these pairs are starting to move a little bit. So we're gonna pay attention to those. All right, but going back to US30, so you can see here, this is Monday the 3rd. And if you just simply go to Monday's stream, you'll see us breaking down and entering all these trades live. But this was a nice 1-3, almost 1-4 risk to reward. So that means I made 3 times, almost 4 times my risk. So since it says 3.8, let's just round up to 4 to keep it simple. So if I risked $50, I made $200. I risked $100, I made $400. If I risked $1,000, I made $4,000. Then we took a GA sell, which was a huge drop to the downside. Ended up catching the entire lower high. Higher low. It was this move right here on Monday the 3rd. This is a nice 1-3 also, 3.6, so same thing as the US30 trade. And then we took a GBPJPY on that. And let's go back on the 15. There we go. Yeah, but so far it's holding its lower support, so we could look for buys, but it's still too early. It hasn't touched it either. GJ Tuesday. Okay, here we are. So to this trade, this was nice 1-1, almost 1-2. So we made almost 2 times our risk on that trade, and that's how Monday went. Then we'll go over Tuesday in a second. So Ian hasn't really done much yet. It's still chilling there. Gian's still chilling. Yeah, so I might just be chilling here until literally the candlestick before or the candlestick of the news. But I still like these setups here, and we're just gonna watch. But sometimes I do jump in a little bit before the news. I'm gonna recommend just to do that. But sometimes I do. But if you're new to trading and you don't have levels marked off like this, or if you're not 100% confident, obviously nothing's 100%, but if you're not super confident in a trade, simply just enter it on a demo account or just mark it up on your charts. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to risk your money or throw it away on trades that you're not confident in, or you're just gambling. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a game plan when you're trading. You gotta have a game plan. I'm gonna link some videos that's gonna help you out in a second. This is how Tuesday went. You know, Tuesday was nice. Wednesday, we took our first L's. We took 2 L's on Wednesday. That's when the choppiness began. Monday and Tuesday was nice though. Monday and Tuesday was nice. So Tuesday we went 5-0. We took 2 trades during Tokyo session and then 3 trades. I believe we entered all of these live, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we entered this one live. We might have entered this one live as well. So we might have entered all of these live, but if you go to Tuesday's stream on the 4th, all this will be documented there. But okay, GN slowly pushing up. So yeah, so we've seen some action on the charts right now. SPX and NAS are still kind of ranging, but GN is starting to move a little bit. Seeing some green on GU. Let's not forget about this one. Your USD still doing that. All right, so we're just gonna keep it on GN while I'm talking. All right, so yeah, so we entered these trades live. Your AD TB1 got hit. Just caught 5 pips on that one. GJ TB2, all TBs got hit. My bad. Caught 200 pips. SPX TB6 got hit. We caught 1,900 pips. US30 TB3 got hit. Caught 9,800 pips. Then gold, all TPs hit. We caught 4,200 pips. Full drink done for the week so far. You see it on your screen. We're 11-2 so far. We went. Check USDJPY. I got you. I'll pull it right now. A little bit late to that message, but I got you. Let's just see what's going on. I haven't looked at this in a couple days either. So let's see if my levels are still relevant. Either a couple days or last week. I don't remember. Okay, so I can definitely update these levels. Yeah, I can update these levels. But I'm just simply looking at the levels I have marked off, which aren't completely terrible. They can be better though. All right, but pretty much the same thing is chilling on like all pairs really that we've seen are all chilling on daily or 4-hour levels. All right. Like I said, it's a lot of similarities in the markets. All right, and the more you're on the charts, the more notes you take, and soon the more you pay attention, the more things you're going to start to notice. You know what I'm saying? That's what really helps me with trading is, I had a few, I was an IML before, and I had like a one mentor outside of that with IMLs. But it was at a point where I wasn't satisfied with what I was learning or my progress. So I simply decided to step aside, and I was also blowing a bunch of accounts and stuff and failing a bunch of challenges. So I've said this story before, but I literally withdrew all my money at my live account, like on a live account or getting another funded challenge until I figure this out. And all I did was simply just stare at the charts. Like that's literally what I did. Like I stopped playing. Well, I've been stopped playing video games before this point, but I stopped doing a lot of stuff. Like I stopped playing video games. I stopped like watching anime. Like that's all I literally did. If I wasn't working, I was on the charts. Like that was my TV. That was my entertainment. That's all I did. And then eventually I started to notice a bunch of things I kept seeing like day after day. Different charts, seeing the same things though. And then eventually I was like, wait a second, I've seen this before. This looks familiar. I go to another chart. It's the same thing I'm seeing on a whole other chart. And then, I was switching between time frames, noticing similarities on all different time frames, this, then the third. Then, that's when I started to mark the chart up and do more back testing. Bar replay definitely played a huge part. And then that's when I just started to figure out all this stuff. But looking at UJ, it is bearish right now. Just looking at the structure, it is bearish. We have really no highs being made. We saw this nice drop here. Another low we made here. It's definitely respecting like 130.55. It's definitely respecting 130.55, 130.60 as a support level. As you can see here, it's failed to make a new low multiple days, multiple weeks. Rejected, tried again, rejected. So we could see possible buys at this level here to possibly 132.50. Or if price breaks below 131.50, 131.45, you can see possible sales down to 130.60. But so far, right now, currently is trading at a level as a support level. But that's what I'm looking at right here on UJ. But that's pretty much we kind of see the same stuff going on with the JPY pairs and the currency pairs in general right now. Similar candle structure on the 15. If we look at GJ and UJ, probably if we look at EJ, same thing. So that's what I'm talking about, like correlating pairs. I break this down more in depth with the members in the course and stuff like that, obviously, but with correlating pairs, on the smaller time frames, they might move similar, but on the bigger time frames, the structure is completely different looking. So there's a few things you have to always look at when doing a top-down analysis and all that good stuff. But yeah, price is chilling right now. But we've already seen some slight movement on the New Zealand pairs. So I am going to write these up. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see any action until the news candle or after the news candle. We got about an hour until then. We're going to go back to the going over the one for a second. Just responding to some messages. All right, giveaway. All right, I went over that yesterday. I was thinking about doing it today, but I didn't announce that. Even though I announced it a few times. I've been trying not to like spam the same stuff. I haven't posted in a while, but I have gotten some submissions. Like I said, I kind of want to get more submissions just so I can feel like, a lot more people got an opportunity. But at the same time, y'all have to submit the stuff to me. So I'm going to actually post it again right now. Actually, no, I'm going to post it later on today. But we're going to be doing the giveaway. Let's see. Let's go back to the calendar really quick. Let's see. Yeah, we can do it Monday. Why not? We can do it Monday. I'll determine. I feel like New York session would be the best bet. So we might do it during New York. Do it. Giveaways open to everybody. There's going to be 3 winners that are strictly members or students. There's going to be 2 winners open to everybody to be eligible for the raffle. There's going to be a bunch of awards, giveaways. You know, some winners are going to win the course for free. Someone is going to get access to Advanced Play Signal Room for a certain amount of time. Also going to be free one-on-one sessions being handed out, and a little bit of both, mix and match. I forgot. I mixed it up. I forgot, but each winner is a different prize. And it's in here. The last time I posted it, if I'm not mistaken, was on the 30th of March. So we just go on the free Telegram, first link in the description, scroll to the 30th of March. Matter of fact, we can do that right now. Yeah, we can do that right now. We're going to the 30th of March, and we're going to go over it. But simply to be eligible, you just got to do 3 things. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, which you see on the bottom of y'all screen. At Playmaker _ ways to Instagram, Playmaker ways to TikTok, and then you subscribe to the channel. That's all you got to do. Then send me screenshots of all 3. And you're like, hey, I'm interested being in the raffle, the giveaway. I'm gonna add you to the list. All right. And then we're gonna pull the names and the winners live on stream. And yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna give some shit away. Just show my appreciation to y'all, because we did just hit 500 subs literally at the end of last month. So appreciate y'all. Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to the new subs. Shout out to the old subs. But basically, the first winner is going to get the playbook course 3. Second winner get third winner is going to get the playbook course for free, as well as an hour-long one-on-one session. Fourth winner is going to get the playbook course for free. And first students. Two chances. That's open to everybody. All right. So the are going to be members, students, and open. I mean, it's going to be strictly members and students. And then the 4th and 5th is going to be members, students, and it's going to be open to subscribers as well. All right. So again, the first 3 is everybody that's stuff for me. Okay. And who's a student, who is not, and depending on how the numbers are, that could change. But this is the original plan. But depending on how many people were students that sent me submissions and how many people were not students, that could change. But this is the original plan. So if less students submitted stuff or vice versa, that could change. But that's the original plan is set up. But nonetheless, it's still gonna be open for everybody to have opportunity to get their name drawn and win something. But that's the original game plan. So we're just going back to the charts really quick, because the new 15 did start, just to make sure we're not missing anything. But EN and GN, especially GN, are showing some movement. So we're going to be paying attention on that. Yeah, but the USD pairs is still ranging right now. All right. Then the 4th, we're just going to get the course free. Then the 5th winner, you can choose between the free one-on-one session and the course, with a course and 1 week access to the Advanced Play Signal Room. All right, so that's the giveaway. And we're going to I'll figure it out this weekend. I'll let y'all know. Sunday night. I'll let y'all know Sunday night. But yeah, that's the game plan there. So going down, scrolling down. All right. This happened last week. So we went over this week. This is how we did last week. So we caught 30,000 pips last week, 30,664. 118.1 gives us a 94% win rate for that week. Monday we caught 5,700 pips. Tuesday we caught 592. Wednesday we caught 19,268. Thursday, then Friday, 4,400 pips. All right, 26,700 those were strictly with the members in the advanced play signal room. But yeah, so it's been a great start to the year so far. Excellent first quarter. This month and quarter so far, a good start too. Again, those are new traders or traders in general. This isn't your normal week, so don't beat yourself up too bad about it. Again, we have a lot of high impact news, which is going to affect the markets. And then we have bank holidays, which is going to affect the markets as well. So it's not going to be as bad as last quarter, specifically like November and December usually is, but you can kind of use that as a reference for like how those months were rough as well, especially November. Oh my goodness, November was treacherous. We still ended that month profitable, but those that know, November was rough, especially the week before Thanksgiving. Like things were just dead. But that's Forex for you, or that's trading in general. So the New Zealand pair, so we might actually be jumping in these soon. These are looking, so I'm gonna write these up. New 5 minutes about to start. Yes, I'm gonna write these up right here. Yeah, but we're gonna be on stream for the news. We're gonna see what the news talking about. I'm gonna say 9835 is going to be. These are just my trade ideas. Confirmations haven't been met yet. We're getting close to, which is what we also see happen as well. Now, members and students, you already know this because we've gone live multiple times during these events, so we already know how things go. 7395. Are that really familiar or nervous on how to approach news days? Again, that is understandable. But I do have a video. I appreciate the subs, by the way. But I do have a video. Again, exactly what I do and how we caught pips in the past. I just went over and looking at the time. I got you again, Fraser. I'll go over it again, but I'm not sure if I answered that already. Because looking at the time, I might have been going over that right before you typed that or after you typed that, but we can go over that again. So looking at the JPY pairs, there is some slight bullish momentum, but if we're just looking simply at UJ, if I was just simply looking at UJ, it's holding this level as support, right? So if we're just looking strictly at this move right here, we were technically still are, but we were in a downtrend, which is very obvious, right? We see clear lows being made. Then when we hit this level, mainly this daily level, which is what I want to highlight, we see price multiple times struggle to make a new low, which is when we had this rejection, right? Had this rejection, okay, we could possibly see a reversal happen. Then we price hit this key level, which we see same thing happened here. Then we also see the same thing happen here. Not a coincidence. Then we see the same thing happen here. We see price reject that level twice, then drop back down. We see price try to make a new low here and struggle just like it did last time it hit this. So currently it's on top of this level and treating it as a support. So we could see possible short-term buys if it holds this level of support to 132.50. Now, depending on how price reacts to 132.50, if it can break and hold that level trade as support, then we could possibly see price go up to 133.50, 133.55. But if the bearish momentum can continue and price breaks below 131, like 45, 131.40, then we can see price go down to 130.60, 130.65. So that's what I see with UJ. If I'm looking at UJ. Now, I'm not really looking to trade UJ today, but that's just me giving my analysis on it. Today, though, is I want to trade the indices if possible. Indices, I'm looking at the USD pairs as well, GU, EU, and I'm looking at EJ and GJ, and I'm looking at possible buys on GN and EN. So that's the game plan I got for today. I'm looking at possible EN and GN buys. Looking at GJ and EJ for possible setups. And then I'm going to jump in on these indices, look for some buy setups on the indices if possible. So, yeah, so we got about 30 minutes until that. All right, yeah. So I'm going to keep a chart on the screen and give me like 3 minutes, y'all. I usually don't do this, but I got to do something really quick. So give me about 3 minutes, y'all. So I'm just going to keep it on GU because why not? I'm going to zoom in for y'all. And like I said, it's going to be like a couple minutes, but I got to do something really quick. So those just joined the stream, I apologize. You're going to hear some silence, but I'm about to just mark some levels off. And I don't know, it's probably going to not really do too much, again, until the news pops off. But I'm just going to mark these levels off. And if price does hit these levels, I just want y'all to watch and see how price reacts when it hits these levels. So I'm going to zoom in right here, and I'm going to be on. Whoops. My bad, y'all. Especially y'all wearing earphones. I just smacked the heck out of my mic. My bad, y'all. BRB. All right. Let's see if that is going to be a good size. Wow, that's terrible. All right. Y'all probably can't even see that. Let me see if I can see it on my phone. Yeah, we're going to change the font on that because that's trash. You can't even see that. Let's see if that's better. All right, yeah, that's better. All right, so I'm gonna change the color on that though, so I can pop out. What would be a good color to? We're just gonna keep it at that. Hopefully, That don't mess y'all up. I'm gonna be right back, y'all. So like I said, I got these lines marked off. So I just want y'all to see how price reacts to these levels while I'm gone. All right. And if nothing happens, that's fine. But I'll be right back. And then we're going to see what happens during this news. Whoops. Trying to make it clear looking. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Hey, the view feed didn't go back too much. All right, so looks like nothing really too crazy happened. We saw one level get hit. But let me switch to these charts really quick. All right. All right, so we got some action popping off with these pairs. All right, so these are retracing to the downside. So this doesn't change my analysis too much. All right. Like I said at the beginning, see a reverse hand. Simply just looking at the market structure. So what I want to do is, like I said, with trading, you want to look for high probability setups, right? You don't want to always, you don't have to be on the charts. The price is moving or even making a move. You don't necessarily always have to be in it. So I want to look for a setup that's going to be giving me a higher chance of going in my favor. So, like I said, we could see a possible low being made here, right? Simply just looking at market structure here. And if we zoom in, we can see something else right here. All right, so simply looking at this blue line here, we see how price rejected this level. Here, treating as a support, Then we see our price broke below it. And now it's trading as a resistance. So, like I said before, we can see some short-term sales down to possibly 12,970, 12,960. But I'm not going to go for a sell here. Now we could, but price is still super bull. So I'm not going to be convinced that we can see a possible reversal or to look for sells until price breaks below 12,960, starts treating that as a resistance. Now that doesn't mean that if you jump in for a sell here, you're wrong. I'm just saying that it'd be because I like to look for long-term plays, right? Like sometimes these plays end up being a scalp, happening within an hour, 2 hours. But for the most part, we look for the bigger moves, right? That's how we're able to catch the daily candlesticks a lot of the time. Now, trade we recently took, like GA, for example, this sell right here, if we go on the daily time frame, if I actually go to that, pretty sure it's this day, yeah. We took the sell here. We entered here and we literally caught the entire daily candlestick, right? What's another trade we took? Took SPX, not this day. Maybe it was Friday, last Friday. Boom, boom, boom. So we got 30 minutes till the news pops off. Yeah, so last Friday, this Tokyo session, but this was during London session, and all the way to New York, caught the entire daily candlestick. Right, so that's what we like to go for. We like to go for basically this strategy helps us determine the direction price is going for the day. Now, obviously, there's reversals between the pre-markets and market changes, but that's a whole different discussion. But just keep it simple. We're able to determine the direction price is going for the day, and of course the week with this strategy. So, like I said, just to be on the safe side, the price breaks above and holds above 13,060, 13,070, I'm gonna look for buys. The price breaks below and holds 12,960 as resistance, I'm looking for sells. And we can see SPX is looking very similar, right? You can see it's looking very similar. So we could see a possible reversal happening here, but it also could just be struggling to break through this level of traffic. So again, not gonna be super convinced to go for sells until price breaks below that level and starts treating as resistance. But we do also have this nice imbalance here. Most of it's gotten filled up. So yeah, we're just gonna be waiting and seeing how price reacts during the news and going from there. But GN, I like buys on GN right here. So I can see price continuing to push up to the upside. Did a nice retracement. Again, I could see retrace down a little bit more, but so far it's holding this level of support. So this would be a good position for an entry, but it could also retrace down some before the initial move. But either way, I'm still looking for buys on these setups right here. Haven't entered anything yet, simply just because prices have been just staying still. Hasn't really shown any movement or increase in volume or any pumps to any direction consistently for multiple candlesticks. Again, that's because the news is about to pop off. So I don't like to enter trades when price is staying still in place, ranging or consolidating, because when price is doing that, and y'all have seen this multiple times, either on stream or when you're trading it on your own, the price is ranging and consolidating is either going to break out to the upside or the downside. You're not going to know which side it's going to break out of until it does it. So that's when gambling comes into play. But if I wait to see what side price is going to break out of, whether it's going to break to the downside, treat this level as resistance, or it's going to break to the upside, treat this level as support. And then after I wait for the breakout and see how price reacts to the direction it broke out of, then I can determine, okay, I can look for a buy, or okay, I can look for a sell under this level of price, or okay, I can look for a buy above this level of price. All right, because again, if your analysis and your strategy is decent, it doesn't have to be good or excellent. You could still enter off breakout candlesticks, but you will notice a drastic increase in your win percentage if you just patiently wait for a few more candlesticks or for a candlestick to close instead of as soon as price touches a level you just enter. At least I've noticed that. So that's why we patiently wait and all that. And again, it's with the news. The news can do a few things. And I go over all the possibilities and scenarios news can do and cause in that video I linked earlier. But news can change things up, right? We can see a lot of crazy things happen with news. So it's still good to stick to your rules and analysis. But if it's like an hour before news, it's better to just wait a candlestick to an hour. And by candlestick, I mean like a 15-minute candlestick or at least 10 minutes to an hour after the news event to determine a setup. Now, there are some exceptions to that, but keep it beginner friendly and simple. That's what I would recommend. But we also see EU still holding this level as support. If we zoom in, we see a nice rejection wick off this level here. So yeah, my analysis is still kind of staying the same for most of these pairs. So right now we're just going to wait and see if you know what I'm saying, if the news helps it play out or changes it up. And then we're going to see how the news affected the market. And then if we got to change the game plan up, we'll do that. And if not, you know, we might enter some stuff. But kind of chilling right now. I was actually debating not even trading today, but we're going to see what happens. But we also saw how price reacted to these levels as well that I had marked off. I just deleted them. Probably could have went over that because we do have some time to kill before news. But, you know, I got videos that grow all that stuff. I might link that in a second. And by might, I mean I most likely am. Because again, not much going on right now. We got some hints getting thrown at us right before news, but not too much going on right now. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Yeah, so the way it's looking here, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a drop, but I'm sticking to the game plan. I got my levels marked off, and I'm just going to wait for price to hit and react to the levels the way it's going to react. But yeah, overall it's still bullish, but we could be seeing a possible reversal or downtrend start here. It's just going to be determined by the news today. Now, usually markets like to play a prank on me when I choose a day to go live for the news. Man, it's only like 20% of the time where something crazy happens, but it is non-farm employment change today and average hourly earnings and unemployment rate. So things should be interesting to look at. So we're going to see though. We're going to see. So we're going to put this stuff back on the smaller time frames because we got about 20 minutes till the news pops off. And we're about to see if my analysis is correct or not. Again, this is the setup if price breaks and holds above this level. Obviously, we can look for buys here, but if price breaks below, that could possibly change. Obviously, we entered buys here, but this was on the way up. Right now, we're kind of struggling and seeing a possible reversal happening here. But we're going to see what happens when this news pops off. EU still holding this level as well. Yeah, so same thing with EU. Basically, with all a lot of these pairs we're looking at, besides the New Zealand pairs, those are the only exception. Those kind of broke out the box yesterday. But a lot of these pairs are bullish. At least the indices and USD pairs we're looking at are bullish, but we could see possible reversals happen today as well. So yeah, we're going to be just waiting to see what the news is going to do. EJ is pushing back up as well. So yeah, there's a lot of possible setups we can possibly jump into. So it's going to be a lot of flipping back and forth. I do got two charts, but I still want to back and forth. So since that's doing that, I'm assuming GJ is pushing up as well. So yeah, didn't break below this level, so we're just going to simply move this over to the left. Buy idea set up as well for if price breaks above that level. Yes, that's what we want to do right there. Nice 1 to 3. All right, so price breaks above this orange line right here and holds. We can look at a possible buy setup. Price breaks below this level here and holds as resistance. We can see a possible sell setup. The price is slowly pushing up, so we could see some possible buys on EJ and GJ. We see GN retesting this level as well. Got a few minutes till it's 18 minutes till the news pops off. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. But so far, it looks like price is following the analysis so far, but we're about to see. We're about to see. Yeah, EJ pushing up. Still respecting that support, but see it pushing down right now. So we're about to see. But we're about to put all these back on the 15. Because we already looked at the bigger time frames. No reason to look at them right now. All right, US30 is back on this 4-hour level. So we're going to see if we can hold this level or not. Yes, these are going to be interesting. The new 15 is about to start. All right, so I'm about to post a giveaway again in the Telegram for those that just joined. But yeah, we got about 15 minutes left until this news. About to see if our analysis is going to turn out correct or not. But we do see, again, like we talked about those I was here at the beginning, we now are seeing some movement start to pick up, some volume start to pick up right before news. Again, not a coincidence. We literally seen all stream, and for some of these pairs, all London session and Tokyo, price just play around. But now we see price starting to make some movement, show some slight hints and or fake outs right now. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're exactly what happens. Oops. Let's keep doing that. There we go. Yeah, but I'm gonna to buy here, or if price retraces back down to here, not against looking for buy there either. So if price breaks above that level, look for buy there. If price retraces back down here, I'll look for buy here. That's going to be game plan right there. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. But yeah, so we got 14 minutes now. So yeah, we're just going to see what happens. But just see what happens. I'll put all these back on the 15. Like I said, the main pairs we're going to be looking at is G and EN. We're going to look at G and EU as well. And then the indices. Look at SPX and NAS, but we'll pay into US30 as well. So right now I'm about to just simply write all these trade ideas up. That way, if we do enter any of these, my bad, I was reading something. That way, we do enter these, they're already written up. We're seeing some reversals happening. $99.5, we'll do that. Let's do SL. Those just joined the stream. We're not entering any of these trades right now. These are simply trade ideas that I'm writing up. We just went over the game plan for New York and the possible outcomes for the news. So right now we're just watching the charts to see if things play out how analyzed. Yeah, this thing, as you can see, is literally chilling on this level. It's starting to drop down though, so we're going to see what's going to do that. Like I said, we're only looking for a buy if price breaks and holds above that level. But we could also see price drop down. We could also see a reversal possibly happen today. It's all going to be based and determined on the news today. If we see the bullish momentum continue, or if we see a possible reversal. Price pushing up. Whoops. I just messed my SL up for this. There we go. All right, cool. And so price we're tracing down some. So like I said, we're gonna look for buy here or buy here. Not looking for sells unless price breaks below those levels that we talked about a few minutes ago. So now I'm just getting my trade ideas marked off. Like I said, if price breaks below this level, we can see possible sells. But if we can hold above either one of these two levels, we could see uptrend continuing. But if price breaks below this level, then we can see a possible reversal. At least short-term sales down to 40.50 if price can break past 40.65. Now, when it hits this level, we're going to have to wait and see if price can reverse back up or not, because we do have a few imbalances right there. That's next week's problem. Got to worry about these levels here for today. Yeah, but EJ's back on this level here. So yeah, we're gonna be flipping back and forth between a few screens, a few charts, simply because most, if not all, these pairs we're looking at is going to be affected by these by the news. Yeah, but we're seeing some moves. We're seeing some more movement pick up right now. New 5-minute did just start. Going back to UJ, just because a few of y'all was asking about it, just so y'all can see what's going on here. Now, if you went for that short-term buy, you'd be up right now. I'm about to put this back on 15. Yeah, so we're about to put back all these back on the 15s, and we're about to just see what happens. Again, we're not really going to enter anything till after the news. I mean, sometimes I will personally enter trades during the news while it's going off, but that's a little bit riskier because when that new 5-minute starts, that thing could reverse or change what it's doing entirely. So it's always just to be super safe to wait after, or if you enter before, that's fine. But if it's an hour before the news, especially if you're not 100% sure or if you're not okay with taking that risk you're going to take with entering that soon before the news, it's just simply better to wait, okay? Because FOMO and a few other things is one of the biggest account killers. All right, you don't got to be in the markets all the time. You're going to miss opportunities. So don't worry too much about, oh, what if I missed this move here? Because there's still plenty of time in New York session. You know what I'm saying? This is just the first hour in New York session. Market don't close until 5 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, depending on the pair. All right. So it's still plenty of time. Now, again, this week is a little bit different because we do have some holidays and stuff going on as well. But in general, news day, regular day, what I said still pertains, right? Just stick to rules, patiently wait for sets, wait for confirmations. If you miss an entry, just simply wait for the retracement or simply wait for price to hit your next price level, all right? Because 9 times out of 10, price is going to retrace. It might not happen the next candlestick. It might be an hour, 2 hours, but price usually retraces depending on where the move is during the time you're looking for entry or not, and a few other things. But just to keep it simple in general, that's how things usually go. So we're about to mark these levels off here. Got a new 5-minute about to start. We got about 5 minutes left. So you're going to see what happens here. I mainly just want to see if my analysis is correct on most, if not all of these setups here. But yeah, these are holding these levels so far. They're pushing up. So we're going to see what the US30, SPX, they're all pushing up right now. Then let's look at EJ. EJ is still chilling right underneath that level. G is right there as well. G is chilling right there. Yeah, so E and G are chilling right on these levels here. Doing a nice retest. So we're going to see what goes down. GU, same thing with basically the indices and EU, same thing. Right now, price is bullish. If price can hold this level as support, this is simply just a higher low. And we can see higher high being made, but price breaks below this level. We could possibly see a reversal or at least short-term sales down to around 2370, 2365. But so far, it's holding this level of support, and it's been doing that for the past couple of days. But we can also see price has been going lower. It hasn't been making any new highs either. So again, not a coincidence that all these pairs are chilling on these levels, and it's a news day, and all these pairs kind of can go either way or at a key price levels where if it breaks or rejects can change, the entire game plan. Not a coincidence. This is all happening on a news day. All right, and members and students, you already know this because we see and talk about this all the time when we do go live during news events. But for those that either just joined the stream for the first time or we hear strictly during the London, we rarely have any news during London time, so we don't really see that as often as meeting members do during New York. But yeah, now we see price retracing some. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Again, we're not in any trades right now. These are simply just the trade ideas that we have. But we're just going to wait and see what happens during the news and after the first 15. And then we'll go from there. Whether we need to change the analysis, anything crazy happened or not. Got 2 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of flipping because we're going to be looking at a few pairs here. There's literally a bunch of pairs that are literally doing the same thing that are at key price levels for good setups once confirmations are met. So we're going to be flipping through a few pairs. So GC, we're not really paying attention to right now. We might look at it later. But as of right now, it's not really at a good price level. Now, I think can rip and hit one of these levels and change. But strictly right now, not a key price level. So we'll look back at that later. But we're going to prioritize GA, GN, EN, GJ, EJ, indices, and then we're going to look at EU and GU as well. So we're looking at the comments right now. I just pulled up my other chart on my other monitor. So now I'm going to be looking at the comments for a little bit, simply so I can just flip through these pairs quicker. So I'm going to keep the indices on my left screen. We'll still flip through them if something major happens, but I'm going to keep it on my left screen. And we're going to flip through the currency pairs on this screen right here. All right, so we're going to be flipping through EU. Literally got 20 seconds. And we see price literally is on this daily level on all these pairs here. So we're about to see what happens. We're about to see what happens. All right, news just started. All right, so NAS drops as well. EN's dropping. Now NAS is pushing to the upside. Now we see EN doing the same thing. All right, so let's go to EJ. EJ's pushing to the upside now too. All right, so looks like it's following the analysis so far on EJ. EN looks like it's trying to do the same thing. So we see it waking up here. Let's go to GN. GN doing the same thing. So far it looks like the analysis is following. But again, the next 5 minutes, it can change. All right. The first 15 minutes are very crucial. And within the 15, those are different 5-minute candlesticks. So we're going to see what this 5 minute does. We're going to see what the next 5 minute does. And of course, the final 5 minute to the 15. But so far, it looks like it's following that we just went over so far on these pairs. So GJ is doing what we was looking for. EJ is doing that as well. EN is holding that level. It's a nice wick. It's not green yet. Then GN, we see the same thing. And then looking at NAS and SPX, Gonna move that over. It's doing what we were analyzing and projecting so far. But again, it's just the first minute in. So we're going to see what this 5 minute looks like in the next 2 5 minutes. But so far it's following the analysis. Yeah, we're just 2 minutes in though. But so far the JPY pairs are following the analysis. Let's look at GA. Let's not forget about that. So attack this level. We want to see if we can break above that level. New Zealand pairs, they're still playing around. They're still playing around right now. But the JPY pairs are strongly following so far. And then let's just go back to the indices. Indices pushing up slightly as well. US30 is going a little bit ham compared to NAS and SPX. The USD pairs dropped. All right, but yeah, we got 2 minutes to the next 5 minutes. So we're going to see if we see a change in this candle. It's going to pump in the opposite direction. If it's going to pump more aggressively in the direction it's pumping. Is it going to stay in place? We're going to see if it's going to do something different or similar when this new 5 minute pops up. But so far, the analysis is getting followed with most of these pairs right now. GN is following the analysis. EN is following it so far. SPX, NAS, US30, EJ, GJ. So again, if this was a regular day, we would have been into these pairs. But with the news, you have to just be a little bit more safer and hesitant, especially when you didn't really have a good opportunity to enter before the news. All right, like I said, if it's an hour before the news and price is still just taking a nap, it's better to just safely wait until after. But yeah, so far it's doing exactly what I was anticipating, which is a good sign. So we're going to wait to see what this next 5 minute and of course what this 15 minute ultimately closes like, and then what the next 15 minute looks like. So we got about literally 15 with the next. Yeah, but these are pumping nicely up. Make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Make sure to hit that like button. All right, yeah. It's a new 5 minute. So we're seeing a possible retest in the 5 minute. Pretty much see the same thing going on. With most of these pairs. Actually, no, Ian just flew up. Look at that. Like I said, new 5 minute, completely different from the first 5 minute. So this literally played out just like was anticipating. And if this was a regular day, we would have possibly been entered. And, you know, within a few candlesticks, it would have did this move. But obviously, this thing just pumped up an insane amount of pips. Literally, we just flipped the screen in like 10 seconds. We see a huge difference. All right. And like I said, in that video I linked on how to trade news, I literally go over this. But I literally just said, let's see what the next 5 minute looks like. Flip the screen for 10 seconds, and we see these pairs exploded. So let's see what the JPY pairs are doing. JPY pairs are looking the same. indices are looking the same, but the New Zealand pairs exploded to the upside. Let's see what GA is looking like. GA slowly pumping up as well. Yeah, that's insane right there. Insane right there. So at least we know our analysis was correct, right? And then these are dropping down. These drop down. All right, so those drop down. SPX is still holding low. So I wonder if these are going to drop as well, or these are going to try to pump up. So these are still kind of chilling, but the way it's moving, we could see a possible flip to the other side. But the New Zealand pairs are still flying, which is insane. And again, I don't read like any I don't even know what they're called because I don't read that stuff. But you know the stuff they drop about what the news might project and all that stuff before the news. I don't read none of that stuff. I simply just look at the charts, look at the market structure, and determine what's most likely going to happen, right? And 9 times out of 10, the news will play out like that. But again, there's still sometimes before the move, it could like fluctuate crazy to the downside and then go your direction. Me and the members had that happen with GA a couple of days ago. I believe it was on Wednesday. We went for a GA buy. Yeah. So we went for a GA buy right here. We entered literally like a candlestick or two before the news. This was the news candlestick. Literally wicked us out, hit the level below us, came back up, and then literally an hour later, did the exact move we was looking for. All right, so there is a risk sometimes with entering before the news. And this was one of those days where it didn't play out in our favor. But just wanted to show y'all that. But yeah, so the way GA is looking, we could look for some possible GA buys. At the EJ. So yeah, depending on how the next 15 and how this candlestick ends with EJ, we could look at possible EJ buys as well. I mean EJ and GJ buys, GA buys. And obviously the New Zealand pairs just exploded up. You know what I'm saying? So if it can hold this level or if it doesn't retrace, we could probably still look for a buy here. But yeah, so most of the pairs did what we projected or anticipated. A couple of them did the second option, but you know, and then 2 of those pairs exploded and hit all the TPs literally when that new 5-minute started. But we still got a new 5-minute that's about to start. So we're about to see what happens with this 5-minute. And again, that video, I'm going to drop it again in a second. It's titled How to Trade News. I go over all this stuff in that video. And we're literally seeing it play out live in real time. Yep, nice retracement. This is the new higher high being made. So yeah, this thing, if we can hold and break above this level, we could potentially see it hit 76.05. All right, it already hit the first level we was talking about at the beginning of the stream. Strong candlestick right there. New 5-minute just started. So let's see what this 5-minute does. All right, let's see what this 5-minute does. So now we have a new 5-minute. We see EJ trying to pump up. All right, like I said, there's 3 5-minute candles into 15. You want to wait at least till the 15 ends. But within those 5 minutes, each new 5-minute candlestick, you can see something different happen. All right. And we're literally seeing that in real time. These were just red. New 5 minutes started. Now it's green again. All right. We saw it was literally just red. Now it's green again. All right, make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Even though we didn't jump in any of these, I hope y'all learned something. That was the main goal of this. Just so y'all can see something. Again, the members, you already know about this because this ain't the first time. But I just wanted to basically just show y'all how simple it is, all right? You don't have to read a bunch of articles. You don't have to check and see what the volume was looking like. None of that stuff. You just, if you know how to read the charts and read the candlesticks, it doesn't matter if it's a news day, holiday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If the markets are open and prices at one of your key price levels, you can know where price is going to go, whether it goes up or down, where it's going to go. And also, you can find setups. All right. And that's simple. So, yeah, depending what the next 15 looks like, if we can hold this level, analysis is going to play out like we talked about at the beginning of the stream. So, we're going to be looking at EJ buys, GJ buys, GA buys if they can hold these levels. Like I said, keyword if they can hold these levels. And then same thing with NAS and all these. If they can hold these levels, this next 15, especially when the new 9 o'clock hour starts, because when the new 9 o'clock hour starts, that's also when the new 4 candles for most of these pairs, right? So we know that's for the indices here. New 4-hour candle starting for the indices at 9 o'clock. New 4-hour is starting with EJ at 9 o'clock. Let's go to GJ as well. Let's just confirm. Because again, I want to make sure I'm not just saying stuff to y'all. New 4-hour starts with GJ as well. And let's look at GA. New 4-hour starts with GA as well. So yeah, literally all the pairs we're looking at, new 4 hours are starting. And look here, new 5-minute price was just all the way up here. Now look, price retraced all the way back down. All right, so like I said, don't let FOMO kick in. 8 times, 9 times out of 10, price will retrace. So if you missed the initial entry, wait for price to retrace or just meet price at the next key price level. All right, but literally, we saw every 5 minutes a new thing happen, and literally every 5 minutes we seen what we talk about, what we just talked about happen and play out. All right, so that's simple, and you can do this literally with every news event. Obviously, every news event is not going to be as crazy. Like Wednesday, the news we had on Wednesday at I think the 10 o'clock one wasn't as crazy as the news today. But again, there are certain red folder news days that are going to 9 times out of 10 pump crazy like we saw today. And the more you're on the charts, the more notes you take, the more you'll be able to identify those news events. All right. But simple ones I can think of off the top of my head is FOMC, obviously. Today, NFP, NFC, obviously. GBP, depending on the pair, sometimes. CPI, sometimes. But the ones that are always, for the most part, is going to be FOMC and then NFP, NFC, that stuff right there. And then like unemployment claims, stuff like that. All right, new 15 started. And we see these moves pumping up. We've seen a retest here. So like I said, we're either going to want to see a retest back down to this level, or if price breaks and holds above 75.20, you can look for a buy there. Talking about GN. EN. Same thing. Wait for retracement. If it doesn't retrace back down to here, just simply wait for price to break and hold above 99.20. That's simple. G right here. So literally, you could have caught a huge move here, but as you saw, price is coming right back. But if it can hold this level, you can catch the same move, right? That's simple. But again, literally did this entire move in 5 minutes that I was looking for. All right. And now we see NAS is pushing up, SPX. So I like to wait at least the first 5 minutes just to see if it can hold, because sometimes there are fake outs after the first 15 where it can look like it's going that way and then can reverse and go the opposite direction. That does happen sometimes. But yeah, y'all, I'm about to go ahead and hop off. I got some things to do. I might hop into some stuff today, might not. But went over the analysis. Things are holding up so far. Only ones that are doing the second option is GU and EU, but everything else is doing what we had talked about. Went over the price levels Make sure to join the first link in the description, join the free Telegram. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see it on y'all screens. All right. I really hope y'all learned something from this stream. I really do, because a lot of gems were dropped and you saw a lot of things in real time. All right. And it's that simple. All I did was simply just look at the charts. You rewatch the stream, everything was broken down, but all I did was just simply look at the charts, just determine what's most likely going to happen. And then, you know what I'm saying? Now we see it playing out in real time. But yeah, we're going to be back at it next week. Monday, like I said, we might not trade Monday, but we're going to be live Monday to do the giveaway for sure. So there's that. Tuesday should be back to a regular scheduled programming as far as trading goes. Hope you enjoy your weekend. And yeah, I'll see y'all next week.